I have received the unlawful court summons. Took them a while, didn't it? And in a minute, you'll find out why. So I'll just explain that bit. Police assault has gone. I've struck that off. It's not on there. So, Alec Wood, Chief Constable, has again put his name to this because he hates me and wants me dead because he's a psychopath. The initial charge of malicious communication, which they didn't get an arrest warrant for, and they had 10 weeks to do so. And of course, they didn't get an arrest warrant for it because they had no evidence to get an arrest warrant for it. So no judge would have signed off on it. That's gone. So the CPS got their wish of conspiring to pervert the course of justice by attempting to cover up an unlawful arrest. So it's come down to Section 127 of the Communications Act again, and which I'll explain. Well, it is explained in the letter I've written back to them. And harassment without violence. Now, it's interesting to note that both of these offences occurred on the 10th of the 12th last year. So really, Section 127 is not explained properly, but as far as I can see, they're actually trying to do me with two different offences against the same guy, which is basically the same offence. Now, I know why they're trying to do this, because harassment without violence is course of conduct, second offence. So, of course, they're trying to get me sent to jail. That's it in a nutshell. So it's the same thing, really. It's different word. It's like protection from harassment and malicious, not malicious, Section 127 of the Communications Act. So it's really the same. They're saying I've misused a communications device, and also they're going to do me for misusing a communications device, and thereby harassing people. So they really are just making this shit up as they go along. Well, Chief Constable Alec Wood's behind it, so what can you expect? So this will go off tomorrow or Monday. This is to the entirety of Thorpewood Police Station in Peterborough, who apparently forms my prosecution. Well, I'd write to the Chief Constable, but I wrote to him 6 times last year when all this was going off, and he didn't bother fucking replying because he's an ignorant fucking oaf. So I wrote to him 6 times. It was the same letter. I just printed it out again and sent it 6 times. These are Buff's minions, you know. Doesn't have to speak to the minions. You know. Go away, nasty little taxpayer man. Go away. Go away. I'm in charge. I'm the Chief Constable. I can make up any fucking law I want. Go away. Go away. As will become clear. Thank you for the postal requisition arrest. I wasn't sure what to do with this, guys. I wasn't going to admit, as it were, that I'd had it. But I was probably initially going to do something on Monday. However, the anger took over. Thank you for your postal requisition, blah, blah, blah. I regret to inform you, however, in regard to the charges involved, I have not been questioned, charged, cautioned, or indeed bailed for such. That the CPS decided to substitute the initial charge of malicious communication merely means that they are conspiring to pervert the course of justice by attempting to cover up an unlawful arrest for malicious communication. It was an unlawful arrest because the police had 10 weeks to acquire an arrest warrant, which they failed to do. PC Harmon also lied in a statement submitted in court evidence, saying I had refused to attend a voluntary interview. I did not refuse. I merely repeatedly asked if I was obliged to attend such an interview. PC Harman either could not or would not answer this question, and then terminated the call. I have asked for a copy of the recording of this phone call twice and have not received it. What does that tell you? Oh, by the way, guys, as well, unless there's been full disclosure, the case can't go ahead. It's called due process of law. You fucking morons, look it up. As regards the charge of Section 127 of the Communications Act 2003, I was taken to court and fined for the same offence last November, which also involved an unlawful arrest, as when I was questioned in August I was not arrested or charged. Chief Constable Alec Wood then put his name to the summons for such, which means he is now guilty of misconduct in public office and manufacturing evidence. I was also unlawfully kept in police and court cells for 3 days for questioning the validity of said arrest. If you wish to take the view I was lawfully arrested, however, then I plead autrefois convict. Look it up, guys. It's an interesting one. As this has been recently taken to Crown Court and then kicked back to Magistrates Court, which makes it a mix of criminal and civil proceedings. I would explain this to the Chief Constable, who has again put his name to an unlawful summons, but I wrote to him 6 times last year, and he couldn't be bothered replying. Minions, go away, minions, go away. I'm Chief Constable, I'm important, I'm in charge. No, you're fucking not, you arsehole, you're a public fucking servant. Of course, the protection from harassment charge must now be dismissed, as this is no longer a course of conduct. Summons without arrest or charge is, after all, illegal, and despite PSD deciding not to answer this question, they have had 6 months to do so. I am therefore laying charges of failure to uphold the law and misconduct in public office against Inspector Paul Rogerson and Inspector Lovett of Professional Standards. Remember Paul Rogerson? Everything possible had been done to make me aware I was being arrested because I got in the back of a marked van with uniformed officers present. You must also be aware at this point that Chris Green of Marston Bailiffs threatens to arrest people for non-payment of council tax under domestic violence law. I am therefore formally laying charges of criminal slander against Chris Green. Section 76 of domestic violence law clearly states that warrants of arrest should be issued for domestic violence offences. I am also laying charges of conspiracy to commit fraud against the PC who arrested me in August and against PC Whelan who threatened me with violence in November. Yes, the PC who arrested me in August, which is I think it's Unlawful Arrest Part 2 of 2 on the channel. And I said to him, "Are you going to legally arrest me now?" And he said, "Yes." Then he said, "You're got, mate." That's a new reading of the rights, you know. They just turn up and go, "You're got." Sorry. Should I attend court then on the 30th of May, I expect I will put in the dock despite obligingly turning up to defend myself, something which is apparently not allowed in the modern-day dictatorship run by Cambridgeshire police, who rather amusingly consider themselves to be upholding law and order when in fact all they contribute is some sort of totalitarian Nazi rule. I was indeed recently informed more than clearly by Judge Enright at County Court that I am not allowed a legal defence, I am not allowed to complain about abuse of procedure, and I am not allowed to contact the court or the CPS in my defence. It seems to me, therefore, that you people attempt to run little less than a dictatorship, or a dictatorship in on what name. Indeed, in my council tax hearing last August, I was warned by the magistrate that if I kept on offering a legal defence, that I would be jailed anyway. This was in a hearing with the magistrate, myself, and a council employee, which in itself was an improper hearing, and therefore again, unlawful. In saying this, of course, I forget the Cambridgeshire Police and Huntingdonshire District Council make up the law as they go along. Now, given that the entirety of Thorpewood Police Station is apparently the prosecution against me, as detailed on the unlawful requisition order with the Chief Constable's name on it, I'll give you a bit of time to let the information in this letter sink in. I'm feeling generous, so assuming this letter will be delivered on Tuesday morning, I'll give you until 1300 hours on Tuesday the 23rd of May in the calendar year 2017 to phone me and explain why you are dictators, and why the Chief Constable condones fraudulent action, knowing, or that he ought to know, that he is transgressing legality. If you do not phone me, then I shall not turn up for court on the 30th. Now you're listening, I've just said it. All they have to do is phone me. This is the prosecution contact. I have requested, in a legal case, that they phone me to explain things. Or I shall not turn up for court. So when the fucking Nazis turn up at my door, because that hasn't happened and I therefore haven't turned up in court, the world will know. Which I'm about to explain, I think. If you do not phone me, then I shall not turn up in court on the 30th, and this letter shall be being read out online. This is what I was talking about earlier. I was going to wait till Monday. In this way, if I am unlawfully arrested yet again, then the world will be aware that Cambridgeshire Police are dictators who obey no written law at all, and indeed enforce other laws to protect their corrupt friends at the council and Marston's Village. Oh, by the way, my plea for protection from harassment is not guilty, as Chris Green breaks the law on a daily basis in collecting a debt called council tax, which is an unlawful charge anyway, as no contract is ever signed for the individual to agree to pay this tax. Rather like. Turn the page, Paul. Rather like trading licenses. For which Cambridge police are deliberately and maliciously attempting to cover up a 25-year theft from the public purse orchestrated by John Major, former Prime Minister, because all Cambridge police do is cover up crimes committed by their politician chums. Please do also explain to me on the phone why you condone corruption on a massive scale. Question mark. Purely because I'd like to know why HDC employees are above the law, as was so clearly explained to me by Inspector Paul Rogerson. So there we have it. Like I said, they've dropped the assault police charge, obviously. Maybe they're saving it when I get off from this. Then I'll get another letter through, another unlawful summons with the Chief Constable's name on it. You must now attend court for assault. I mean, give it up, guys, seriously. Is it any more fucking blatant? Could it be any more blatant that you're running a personal fucking vendetta against me because I've exposed all your fucking mates and you for criminal fucking behaviour? I'm not sure about a bet they won't film me. And then I'll have fucking muscles from Brussels in their body armour on the door again. You did not attend court. This is a dictatorship. You must do as we say. We are in charge. Anyway, as I said, that letter will get sent off later. Maybe I want to stroll around the shop for more beer. See you all later, guys.